going on, everybody? We are the Harris family, and this is Harris Family TV. Say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Well,
we're going to be coming to you guys for the next few weeks, maybe till the end of the summer. We haven't really decided. We're just seeing what you guys like. We're going to do different topics every week. You can send in questions. You can inbox us. You can put them below if you want to see us talk about something. If you want to come on the show and have a conversation with us, we'll bring you on as well. So let's get started.
All righty. And you guys feel free to ask any questions as we go forward, and we'll do our best at answering.
I said that, didn't I?
Anyway.
Are y'all going to say hi?
We did. Hi, Instagram and Facebook friends and fans.
What do you want to share? You go ahead and start. Oh, man. Anyway, well, guys, we want to invite you guys into our home and just our lives a little bit. You know, I know a lot of you guys see us building businesses, multiple different businesses, and the kids doing their thing. But we want to kind of go behind the scenes and just kind of let you know that we are like one of the most coolest families that you'll get to know and meet. And just want to share some stuff, you know, whether it's about parenting, how siblings get along with each other, marriage, of course. So just some of the things we want to cover. So any question that you guys have, please feel free to ask. So basically just a little bit, I guess we'll all just kind of share a little bit about each one of us. And Caden is a little sick today. Some of you guys may have seen the post earlier. He's been out for the last couple of days. And so he is battling through a little bit, but that's my little warrior, so I know he's going to give you guys some good information still tonight. But I guess we'll just share a little bit about our upbringings, our backgrounds, where we come from. I think a lot of people may wonder, well, Sean, why are you so passionate about creating generational wealth or just being able to create a legacy? And, you know, I'm from Atlanta originally, and I just remember growing up, you know, we did okay. We lived in a nice middle-class neighborhood, but I do remember there were times where things were a little rough financially, and I remember my dad, he worked for a major copier company, two of the top major copier companies, but I remember seeing my dad, he would come home from work oftentimes and then go right back out later on at night to keep working. I was like, wow, why is he doing that? But basically what he was doing was he was working side jobs basically in the same industry, and he got enough expertise and training through his main company to where he was able to acquire his own customers. And subsequently he ended up starting his own company. And I think I was in high school when he did that, and my parents, they're both retired now, living not too far from the beach, just enjoying life. So I always kind of saw that lifestyle and wanted to set a foundation for the family, for the kids, to be able to have a good foundation for them.
Hi, Tamara. Hi, Terry.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Okay, before I tell y'all about me, let me know if I'm wrong for this. It's a mommy hack. What is this called, guys?
A sugar cup. It's a sugar
A sugar cup?
Yes, I teach them to be...
Do I get the answer?
No, because they think it's a sugar cup.
Okay.
But I teach them to be independent, so they love to make their own tea and lemonade. And I don't want them trying to turn over a bag of sugar, so they use the sugar cup to put their sugar in their tea.
Mm-hmm. We scoop it right up and put it in our tea. Or lemonade. Delicious.
Well, one day I'll tell y'all what kind of cup that really is.
That is a shot glass.
How do you know?
Right?
Well, Tara, tell us a little bit about your background and just kind of how you grew up, and then I'll kind of come back and tell you how.
Okay, well, I grew up in a divorce household, and so most divorces are about something financial, right? According to statistics. And so with that, my mom, you know, she ended up in an unhealthy relationship because of finances. So finance is one of the reasons we do what we do as far as helping other families, you know, get their finances together and create generational wealth. And so with my mom having that situation of an unhealthy relationship, having to stay in it because of finances, it made me want to always create my own income as a woman. And so I went to the military thinking that, you know, okay, this is my own money. I'm going to be making good money. But I was on WIC while I was in the military. I bet you guys didn't know you could get WIC while you were in the military, right? And so I did 4 years there. I got out. I went to college. I have a degree. I haven't used it because me and Sean are building businesses, of course. And but I was self-employed. I worked with kids and adults who were autistic or special needs, and I was passionate about that. But I was married before, if you didn't know. And my ex-husband, he didn't really understand being self-employed. He didn't see it as like a real job. He was always in management, and so job was his thing. But Sean and I had business in common, and that's how we click. That's how we run our family. We are strictly business. And there's nothing wrong with school or college or jobs. That's just what we decide to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's a rarity too, to have both husband and wife have business mindset or entrepreneurial aspirations. Because typically you'll have one spouse that's security driven, then you have the other one that's kind of like risk driven, which is more the entrepreneur. And same thing here. I was married before as well, and my ex-wife was in a position where she learned like everybody else. Well, we go to school, get good grades, go get a good job and everything. And she was more the corporate route. And I remember growing up, my parents always gave me that talk. When you graduate, you either got to go to school, go to college, or go to the military. And I figured that I just needed a break from college. From school, so I didn't go to college. And also I chose the latter, which was going to the Air Force. And I remember my counselor, my high school counselor, she told me that based on my grades, I was a C student. As everybody knows, I just wanted to see my way out. But she told me that the most I would amount to would be a warehouse worker. And that was a little disturbing to kind of hear that. But I ended up going to the United States Air Force, and from my understanding from my recruiter, I was the only one in the county who was selected for the United States Air Force that graduating year. And I had a background in aerospace propulsion, aeronautics, and all that high-fluting aircraft type stuff. And what I found when I went into the military was that there were so many different options. And one thing, Tara, you and I, we always talk about, so many times people always say, well, Sean, if I want my kids or my grandkids to go to college, how can I do that without incurring a debt? So Tara, what are some of the things that we share with our clients as far as how they can use the military as an option to be debt-free when it comes to college?
Yeah, the military is a good tool. Even if you do the minimum 4 years, mm-hmm. You can go to school while you're in for free. And you can also sign up for the Montgomery GI Bill, which I did, and I used that for college. I got a free degree. Plus, they give you housing money when you are. So I got $1,200 a month just to pay for me to live somewhere, on top of them all paying for school as well. So that's always a great option.
Mm-hmm. And just kind of piggyback on that a little bit, if you go straight to the military period, you'll first have in the Air Force, it's called the AFSC. Most of you guys may have heard of MOS, like the Army. But basically, that's your job that you have. I had a background in aeronautics and aerospace, so I worked on high-end aircraft. So that is a skill set that I was taught, just being in the military. Now, while I was in the military, learning that skill set, I could have gone to school for something totally different. Let's say like a dental tech or to be a dentist. And then when I got out, I would have still had, as Tara said, the GI Montgomery Bill to still go into a third profession. So in a 8-year period of time, guys, you can walk away with 3 different degrees in 6 to 8 years roughly. Mm-hmm. Just going through the military. And when you get out, you don't owe anything. And that's the bad thing now that we see is so many people, they may incur a debt of $60,000, $80,000, $100,000, $150,000 a student loan just to get out and get a job making $35,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year, and it's just like they can't never get out of that.
Well, speaking of school, one of the topics in our house lately has been public school, private school, or homeschool. Right now, Kennedy's in public school. Caden was in public school last year. He did private this year. But homeschool is definitely something we're looking at for next year. So what do you guys think about public school? Tell me what you think about public school, private school, homeschool, and then which one you want to do.
I think as public school that they don't teach us a lot of things like of Black history. Like this year at my school, they didn't teach us about Black history, and I wish they could teach us more. So that's why I don't like public school. In private school, I like that because in public schools you have to wear uniforms, and at my school, some people wear uniforms and some people don't. But when at private school, you have to wear a uniform. That's what they put you to, like Caden does. And I think homeschool is way better because they can teach you more about what you're not taught in school.
And what do you think about, like, should kids be able to decide whether they want to go to it, or should they, should them and their parents decide together? What do you think about that?
I think kids are old enough to make their own decisions.
Okay. Kaden, what do you think about public, private, and homeschool?
I think that public school is boring
My man.
because they teach you things about Christopher Columbus, that he was the first one to arrive to America, and it's all a lie. And what I think about private school, I think it's better because at my school we have a chicken coop, a greenhouse, we just got 2 new goats, and we have a garden. And I think homeschool is the best because your parents get to teach you whatever they want, and they can depend on how long they want school to be for you.
How long do you think school should be?
3 hours, one for Black history, the other for math, and the last one for reading.
So you want to shorten school?
Yes.
Kaden, there's somebody else on the sofa, but you didn't introduce him to everybody else.
This is George. Hey.
Everybody, please wave at George.
Give George some hearts.
Give him the heart.
Give him some hearts and give him some waves, people.
George is definitely a part of the family. Everybody have to say good morning and good night to George individually.
Yes.
That's George. But he does have on an Air Force uniform, so I do like that.
He got it for his birthday. When is George's birthday?
The same as mine, August 23rd.
Oh.
Miss Shiva said, "You are so honest, Kaden."
Very. Well,
And she said that you're such a lovely lady, Kennedy. And Miss Terry said it is a lie about Christopher Columbus.
Oh, yeah. Well, Kaden, tell us about the chickens. Do you like the chickens? And if so, why or why not?
I don't like the chickens because one tried to pet me at my school.
But you like the aquaponics, right? System?
Yes. And my dad told me the next day bring a fry pan and fry them and turn them into hot wings.
Yeah. You guys like when we come and have lunch with you guys?
Yes.
What do you like about that?
I like about it because since you can work from home and have freedom to do things, you can come to lunch almost every day. And a lot of other parents don't do that because when you have the time to eat lunch with me, a lot of parents don't come.
Mm-hmm.
And all the little boys that talk bad and nasty in Kennedy's class, she said they don't talk to her that way. And I strongly believe it's because they see us at the school a lot. But they say inappropriate things to the other little girls.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that we wanted to talk about too was we're going somewhere special this summer, right? And we know that traveling is a reward for all of us. We love to travel, but we work hard during the year. You guys see us at vending events and speaking events. So travel is our reward, and you'll see this summer. One of the places I want to take the kids, we haven't planned it, and I hate when people say, "Why are y'all taking them there? They're not gonna remember," and this and that. They remember, but of course, there's pictures, and they're me and Sean's memories too. So one of the places I want to take them is Egypt. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah.
Go camel racing.
Kennedy thinks she's gonna get a whole new Egyptian outfit and all of that.
And we'll need to take a plane that has charging and free Wi-Fi.
Yes, we do.
It will be a long flight.
Yes, we talked about that long
How
flight.
many hours is it?
I think it's 11.
Yeah.
But it'll be worth it. Like we talked about, we wanted to homeschool, and so what's better than showing them a history lesson live, letting them see the pyramids and how big they actually are.
Wait, Mommy. But won't it take, if you add 11 plus 11, that's 22. So that would be 22 hours in total.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But it'll be fun though.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I remember growing up.
Miss Sheba said, just go to sleep. And she said, Kennedy, get your outfit.
I remember growing up, my parents would always take trips every year, like down to Florida, go to the beach and everything, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. But one of the key things I wanted to do was to expand and go to different places. Because Tara and I, we hear so many people tell us, man, I don't want to go on an airplane, I don't want to get on a boat or what have you, but man, it's just so many different cool places in the world to go visit. And that's why, like Tara said, it's important for us to take the kids to meet new people, new cultures, different foods. Kennedy still frowned up when I tell her about a dish I had when we went to Thailand a few months back. One thing I noticed when I was in the military, I had one of my best friends, Scott. His wife was from the Philippines, so when she came back to this country, she would always cook on Sundays, so they invited me over because they know I like to eat. And I remember she said, Sean, I will serve you something different every time you come over. Just trust what I'm cooking, and I'll tell you afterwards what it was. So I agreed, and everything she cooked was incredible. So I've always had the mindset of just trying new food, no matter where I go. But more importantly, you get authentic food when you go to the actual origin of the food itself. And I remember when we went to Thailand, our driver took us to a place. It was like down in the woods. We went down a little creek bed and everything. And I was like, man, where's this place? It was like a little hut, literally, in the woods. But it was a restaurant. So when we started eating everything, he ordered a dish for me. And I noticed an ant was crawling on the table next to Tara. So, you know, me being the hero, I just smushed a little ant and flipped it off the table. And Tara just looked at me weird. And I was like, what? So I just started eating my food and everything. And I noticed she kept looking at me. And I was like, why are you looking at me like this? But the dish that I had was kind of like sprouts, rice, some other vegetables. But it was sprinkled with live ants and also bee larvae. But it was the best thing in the world. So I say all that to say is, dude, try new activities, try new stuff and new food.
Just in case you're wondering, I did not try it. I was like, I see those ants. I'm an adventure seeker, so I wanted to
I need to go to the bathroom.
I'm the adventure seeker, so I wanted to ride elephants and pet tigers
and the monkeys.
Yeah, and the monkeys and snorkeling and.
And you call a monkey drinking?
Yeah, the monkey was drinking
Drinking
Fanta.
soda.
Yeah, he had a soda. Yeah. What do you got? Where's some of the places you guys travel to, and where do you like to travel? And what do you like about travel?
Look at Kennedy. Y'all see her legs crossed. She put on lipstick for y'all and everything.
My child. Well, where's your favorite place to travel?
My favorite place to travel is Costa Rica. I like Costa Rica because it was fun things to do because Miss Tara and Daddy got married there. And of course, I volunteered to be a flower girl. And that was the best part.
That was the best job.
Yep.
Kaden, what's your best place to travel?
Jamaica. I like Jamaica because they had dance. They had a movie, dance parties almost every night.
So you the party animal.
Yeah.
We got a video of you dancing too.
Was it when I was going back?
The one by the pool.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. If that's what you call dancing. What else? Where else y'all like to travel?
Where do y'all want to go? Is there somewhere we haven't been that you want to go?
Paris.
Paris? Why would you like to travel to Paris?
Because I heard it's a love place on movies, and of course I would like to go there.
Who you in love with?
You see I'm looking. Who your boyfriend for right now? That's right. But let's see what else. When you go to Paris, you can learn how to speak French a little bit, like parlez-vous français?
Bonjour.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Bonjour, man.
Man,
I
you're so
If
silly.
y'all have any questions,
Bonjour.
if y'all have any questions, ask them in the comments.
Girl, you so silly.
Bonjour.
Oh, you remember you and I took a daddy-daughter cruise? You were 3 or 4, I think. You ate all the ice cream on the ship. Remember that?
On the
Yeah,
ship.
I knew you remember that.
Tootie's watching, so Tootie hi. Hi, Tootie.
Hey,
Hi,
Tootie.
Tootie.
We gotta get you on a live conversation with the kids. Kaden talks about you all the time. When he hears when I'm scrolling down Facebook, he says, "Is that Tootie?"
Yeah, Ziggy and Tootie, they are 2 business owners. They got a bakery down in Byron, Georgia, and they just recently had a grand opening. And that's the cool thing too, I think, with kids is that, you know, as we're pondering the thought of homeschool, a lot of people may say, well, are the kids still socialized? Which of course they are. And the cool thing about it too is that Kennedy and Kaden both have friends just in school, but they have a whole nother realm of friends that are entrepreneurs just like they are in their own respective businesses as well. So that puts them in a good headspace, because one of the key things is power of association. You know, we all heard growing up, you know, our parents always told us, you know, be careful who you're hanging with, but it's equally, if not more important, to pay attention to people that you need to disassociate with. So we want to make sure we always keep the kids around like minds, kids who have entrepreneurial pursuits and ideologies as well. So I think that helps out a lot. But they got so many different friends in business, so that's pretty cool. What else you got there?
Talk about your reality board. I know people always talk about vision boards and vision board parties, but me and Sean were talking the other night, and we were talking about a reality board.
Yeah, a lot of people, they go to vision parties. We went to one that was actually our first one. But so many times we have a vision board, and in that vision board, we talk about things that we want to get. And I think sometimes people may put a vision out there that they could be tangible, or it could just be just a vision. They don't have any clarity on it. But I think it's important also that if they had a reality board, and the things that you do accomplish, write them on the reality board. It can be something simple as paying off a $200 charge card, or being able to pay your car off, or just being able to take a trip to Florida, taking a trip to the cabin, or anything like that. So I think it's real important to be able to have a reality board, because you want to be able to have the ending in mind. You know, a lot of times we start off on pursuits, but we just think about step number 1, but we never see the whole forecast of the journey. So I think by having an end in mind, that will bring the reality board will bring that to fruition.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things I do with the kids, like they both have a wall in each of their rooms, and as soon as Kaden wakes up, his wall has all of his accomplishments on it, whether it be a magazine cover, an award, it could be honor roll. But as soon as he wakes up, he sees all of his accomplishments. On Kennedy's wall, it's the same thing. So I think that's something very important too. So they don't forget it because your accomplishments can motivate you as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, got to keep that vision out there, and it's also important to wake up saying positive things. You know, the first 20 minutes of your day, whatever you say, think, or do, is typical reflection of how the whole day will be. So, like Kaden, a lot of times he'll wake up and listen to E.T. Kennedy has her own affirmation series that she recorded that helps her as well as so many other different kids. So I think that's important, and it's also important what you go to sleep to. Because Kaden, tell them what you go to sleep to, buddy.
I go to sleep to the sound of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean thinks it's so loud, but he goes to sleep to the news. So I'm like, how is Caden's sound of the ocean, which is relaxing, loud, when you go to sleep to the news?
I know.
In 5 seconds, once he gets upstairs from watching TV, he goes upstairs. 5 seconds later.
Oh yeah. I can go to sleep in a heartbeat. Yeah, it doesn't take me long at all. Tara's always telling me to set the timer, so I always set the timer for 30 minutes, but it never fails. I'll be sleeping like 3 minutes.
Yes, and I'm so mad.
So she still either have to reach over to grab the remote, turn it off, or either get up and turn it off herself.
And Kennedy inherit that very same thing from you, because she can go to sleep quickly too.
Oh yeah.
And anywhere.
And we'll tell you that she's not sleeping.
Yes.
Now, I got a funny thing. Tara and I had a discussion the other day. I'm not like the tallest person in the world. I'm 5'6" on a good day. Tara is 5'2". But that is a 4-inch difference. So
What?
I told Tara that I am taller than her. So how many of y'all agree that 4 inches in height makes a big difference?
It's not a big difference.
It's a huge
4
difference.
inches.
It's not.
I'm like, if
Who's
I,
you on, buddy?
It's not though.
if I have to look up at you, then that's a lot. But I'm like, I can just stand a couple steps away from you, and we're like eye to eye. Like, Sean, you're really not that much taller than me.
He's
Whatever.
only like this taller than you.
That's a lot.
you, whatever. Actually, you, whatever.
Oh, whatever to me? Okay. This team jump on Daddy Day, I guess.
It's Mother's Day week. Happy Mother's Day to
Yes,
all the
happy
mothers.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Mother's Day. Have a good Mother's Day.
Make your husbands and your kids do everything over the weekend, not just on Sunday.
We'll just do it on
Make them
Sunday.
do dinner,
Uh-huh.
lunch, clean.
We'll just
all
do
that.
that on Sunday. But
Just
you
on Sunday.
you can wash the dishes and clean.
Wait, on Sunday?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, we are not. We all three are washing
Thank you,
dishes.
Kennedy.
Well, we
Cause
just got.
we're gonna be at Diana's house.
Oh,
No, you coming back Sunday.
no.
You back Saturday.
We're gonna be at her house.
Well, y'all can tell who the lovey-dovey in the family is. That's Kennedy.
Yes.
This is Miss Affectionate. Let's talk about parenting. Who's the craziest person in the house, or the silliest person? Caden nominated himself. Kennedy nominated me and Caden.
It depends on the day.
Okay. Well, as far as parenting, Tara, what are some of the things you think are important as far as parenting both a boy and a girl, the difference between boys and girls,
Mhm.
and having a blended family?
Well, that was loaded. Well, I had to learn the difference between boys and girls because I have 2 boys. My oldest son, he'll be 16 next month. And so I was just used to boys. I'm tough with them. I'm like, you crying? Okay, get over it. But Kennedy is very sensitive, so I had to learn that, okay, well, let me see what it is. Because she'll be mad a lot longer than the boys. The boys are like, okay, whatever. She said, I can't play my game, or they get over easy just like men. But
Compartmentalized.
yes. But Kennedy's,
I'll
she's
work
mad
on it.
long.
I'll work on it.
And so I had to learn to deal with her a little differently. And as far as being blended, I mean, I treat them all the same. Sean treats us all the same. Like, there's never any, if I say, I'm doing this with the kids, you know, that's what it is. If Kennedy's coming extra days, that's what it is. If DJ's coming extra days, it's never a fight with us about that.
And I think it's important too with kids. And I just remember my parents doing it with us growing up. I had an older brother and younger sister, but we would spend different times in different ways, if you will. So sometimes we have complete family time. Sometimes it just need to be me and baby girl. Sometimes it just need to be me and Kaden. Sometimes, so it's just different combinations of time that needs to be spent. Sometimes you take both of the kids and go out of the house to let Tara have some time, or vice versa. So I think that's important too, to be able to capitalize on focusing on relationships with the kids and not just a big cookie cutter approach to relationships. Because everybody have their own time. Like with Caden's not feeling too good, and you know he's all up under Tara today. And I said, "Come here, you need some daddy love, don't you?" And he like shot across the bed, and just sat there and hold on him and everything, and just hug around him and pat him on his chest, make him feel good and everything. So I think the biggest part there is just doing everybody's love language. And it's a great book called 5 Love Languages that kind of talks about how you can determine what a person's love language is. And typically what a person's love language is, they'll expound it to you. So that's an easy way to tell what their love language is. Tara, her love language is all of them. So
No, it's not.
every last
Mine
one.
is physical touch.
All of them.
Physical touch. Kennedy's is probably physical touch or quality time.
Mm-hmm.
Kaden, words of affirmation.
Just call it time.
You like to spend quality time, like you want us to watch a movie with you, or you like come in my room.
And
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean that I am?
Words of affirmation, you like to
You
hear.
like to be told you the big dog.
Yeah, like you do good. You did a good job. I think DJ's words of affirmation too.
Mm.
A lot of times men are, right?
Most of the time.
And I was gonna say something else about love languages. I
Just tell
forgot.
everybody how much you love me.
I love
100%.
you. See,
100%.
his is
Well,
words of
now-
affirmation too, so
Yeah,
I tell him all the good stuff all the time.
that's right. Who's the best cook in the house?
Did
Okay.
y'all see that?
Now-
Sean picked himself
She makes
and they picked me.
Now, here's it's a story behind that. It's a story behind that. I'm the best cook in the house. I just don't cook that often,
Lies.
so they don't know the true quality of my cooking.
Lies.
No, you're the best barbecuer outside, and then mommy's the best cooker inside.
Kaden, tell them
I
about
want
the
y'all to think
Mexican pizza your daddy made you.
I don't like beans. And Daddy put beans in my Mexican pizza, and he didn't put any meat in it.
My bad.
It was disgusting.
It wasn't disgusting. It was just missing a couple ingredients.
I almost puked. It wasn't missing a couple ingredients. You added one wrong one.
And he didn't give you any meat.
Yeah.
My bad.
2 mistakes.
Oh well. But that's how you learn, though, right? Through mistakes, right? Yes.
So who's the best cook again? What do you think I cook the best?
Hot wings.
What
do you
does
think?
I bake ones, though.
You don't like my baked hot wings?
what does Kaden cook the best?
Tea.
Tea.
Tea. Kaden loves tea. He will drink it.
And
And what?
lemonade.
The lemonade is kind of
That's
new,
new.
though. Yeah,
you,
that's
you
new.
still trying to figure that one out.
If you come over, he'll make you tea.
Cool.
What do I make this good? You like, it don't matter to you.
Everything's
Everything.
delicious to me.
Well,
What
cool.
about you?
Everything.
You just want to answer that right, huh?
I'm
You
easy.
don't like the fish.
I'm easy.
Look,
breezy.
Kaden telling on you.
Yeah, I don't like fish too much.
I love fish.
Y'all two say y'all don't like fish, but y'all eat my salmon
Yeah,
pasta.
because you trick us.
Yeah, you.
She put it in a pasta salad and then tell us it's chicken.
It's not a
She
pasta
busted
salad.
you.
She
Busted,
mixes
busted.
it all together so that makes it taste good.
It was a salmon
Yeah.
Alfredo,
Yeah.
and both of y'all wanted seconds. But you
Well.
say you don't eat fish.
I got a confession. I'm a country boy. I like pig ears with hot
Yeah.
sauce.
Ew.
Anyway, we digress.
Help me. I want to be over here.
Anyway, But yeah, guys, we just wanted to kind of come to you guys tonight and just kind of share just a little bit about us. To let you guys know we're just one regular average family, just like anybody else. We have ups and downs, situations of life like anyone else that we overcome and face on a normal basis like everybody else. So, you know, like Tara said, we do work hard in business. We also play hard, but we also have everyday life experiences and challenges just like anybody else. But in moving forward, we want to keep coming to you guys on a weekly basis, just sharing some information, open up for questions, and kind of have more of a, today was just kind of, we just want to introduce yourself to our silly madness in our household. But in moving forward, kind of having more structured programs that we're going to come to you guys with concise agendas and questions and question and answer sessions.
And give us some topics, guys, that you would like us to talk about. Next week, we're probably going to talk about marriage, right?
Of course.
We have married friends, and we'll tell you about them. But we might ask them to come on with us.
I think that'd be good.
But the queen, of course, she's our friend. She's a lot like Sean, and her husband is a lot like me. So,
and that's why we get along so good. But here's the deal, though. We found that I couldn't be married to another person like me, and she couldn't be married to another person like her. If I married another person like me, we'd probably have some big, giant conglomeration, but there would be no happiness in the house. And Tara, if she married somebody that was just like her, they probably wouldn't be doing super, super good financially, but it would be loads of fun in the house. And I think that's what balances Tara and I so much, that we are well, we have so many commonalities, of course, but we also have different spectrums of the prism. Like with Tara, for example, Tara is, I would say she's the ice, I'm the fire, but when we come together, we got a nice even blend, a good temperature. What would you say? You think?
Yeah. That sounds pretty accurate.
Dad?
Yeah.
Because Sean's life would not be fun without me. I mean, who else is he gonna ride elephants with?
Yeah. Whenever we're getting into some stuff, it's always her.
I know. Sean would not snorkel for anything. He's like, I don't swim. We went to Mexico and I wanted to go through this underwater cave. He found out it was 30 feet deep. He didn't want to do it. I'm like, babe, you're on a life jacket. So we didn't get to experience that. So I was mad.
But what happens when I put a life jacket on?
You just didn't know how to use it.
I still sink.
You didn't know how to use it.
I don't float. That's why I didn't go to the Navy.
So when was the first time you went snorkeling? I was so surprised. Where were we?
Jamaica.
When I just put my face in the water?
No, just like full on snorkeling. Was that Jamaica?
That was Jamaica.
And once he did it, he loved it. And we were going to Thailand next, and he was like, I'm snorkeling in Thailand. And then on our next trip, he's like, I'm snorkeling there too. I'm like, see, you were missing out on all of this just because you wouldn't try it.
I don't tell you. Piggyback on what you said about Mexico. Did you see the pink water?
No, we didn't see the pink water.
Pink water?
In Mexico? No, but our next trip has pink water on it.
Are we coming with you?
And a mud bath.
Yeah.
Yes, you're coming.
It's our next trip.
Yes.
Oh.
In
Our
June.
surprise trip.
Well, all right. It's about time for y'all to get ready to wrap up for the evening because it's time to take some baths. And you're going to school tomorrow, buddy. So we look forward to seeing you guys here real soon. Please inbox us with any questions that you guys have. And we always want to do our best to give the most informative information or opinions or whatever it is that you want to know from the Harris family. We're here to help guide you guys in any kind of way or to inspire you. So we had a good time. You had a good time?
Yes.
Kaden is sleepy now. Well,
see you guys next Wednesday at 7 o'clock and give us some topics.
all right. We'll see you later, guys.
See you later.
Bye.
George wants to say bye.
Bye.
Click us out, Kennedy.